We've been talking about acid-base titrations, and if you look, there's an earlier video where I do an acid-base titration. Let me tell you what it is, and then we'll talk about what we did. All right. We can do an acid-base titration like this one. So this is actually the equation. Sodium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid, and the two products are sodium chloride and water. So it's a double replacement, but this kind of a double replacement between a strong acid and a strong base that produces salt in water is called a neutralization. They have to be equal strength, okay? So that's what we're seeing here. Now, we use this is what we're actually doing. We're neutralizing an acid in a base to form a salt in water. But we're using a relationship. We're saying when they're completely neutralized, we have this relationship. The molarity times the volume of the sodium hydroxide will equal the molarity times the volume of hydrochloric acid. So this relationship is important. We can use this relationship to determine concentrations, especially of unknowns. When you do an acid-base titration, we take a known concentration and use it to figure out an unknown. So in the video, what we did is we titrated or neutralized hydrochloric acid with a known concentration of sodium hydroxide. So here's how we did it. Let me remind you. We took 10 drops of the hydrochloric acid, we put in 1 drop of the phenolphthalein, and then we took drop by drop and added drops of the sodium hydroxide until it turned just slightly pink. That's about 8 drops. So we can use that information. So we have our molarity of the sodium hydroxide was 1 molar. It took 8 drops to hit what's called the end point, the moment where they're neutralized. And so we started though with 10 drops of hydrochloric acid. We want to know what this concentration, what this molarity is for hydrochloric acid. So when we solve it, the molarity is 0.8. So we can say that the concentration, remember, we use those brackets when we're talking about concentration units with molarity, is 0.8 molar. And what we did is we're using all of these relationships, which is a neutralization, to figure out what an unknown concentration is. And we did that also. We used ammonia with vinegar. The reason you do ammonia with vinegar, and actually we had ammonium hydroxide, is they're both the same weak base, weak acid. This is strong base, strong acid. When you use the ammonium hydroxide with the vinegar, you have a weaker base with a weaker acid. Okay, that's it.